What's going on, everybody? John Kelly here with my good friend Jeremiah Stringer. This is the Backpacking Podcast live stream, and we are so excited today, Jeremiah.
Oh, you know that I am.
We're so excited.
I had this idea to have these folks on. I can't believe they said yes.
It's been a long time in coming, too, if you think about it, because we've known these guys. These are some of our OG backpacking YouTube friends.
Yeah, and I've taken a number of trips with them, and I guess it was over the winter, or maybe at the end, they drove down to Kentucky, and I got to show them around some of that big South Fork area.
Yeah, I mean, these are two of the most fun people you can spend time with. I've had the opportunity to spend time with them at a hammock hang that you were at as well. We got to be down at Grayson Highlands, and we got to hang out up in the UP at Pictured Rocks, which to this day might be the most beautiful backpacking trip I've been on. I mean, it was unbelievably gorgeous and perfect weather. Like, it was stupid good weather. Like, weather shouldn't be that good when you go up there. There should be some like complete disaster when you get up there, but there was none. It was awesome.
Weather, dude, the past 2 weekends has rained me out.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay. I have the rest of my life, and I plan on doing a lot of backpacking.
I got the rest of my life to do backpacking. This weekend's no big deal.
Yeah,
So,
hopefully I can get out this weekend. We'll see.
So Jeremiah, I've got this thing.
What are you holding there?
This is my new challenge that I've undertaken.
Looks like a giant.
It's a
jug.
giant water bottle, and I'm trying to commit myself to drink a gallon of water a day.
Dude, I was just telling Mom. She was like, "How many bottles of water is that?" I was like, "That's 8 16-ounce water, 16.9-ounce bottles of water. You need to be drinking every day and get that gallon in you."
Let me tell you, man, this is a lot of water. This was filled up to the top this morning, and I am almost done. I don't know if you can see this in the picture, but see how it says 9 p.m.?
You're ahead of schedule.
I'm almost to 9 p.m. I'm just above 9 p.m. So I'm right on it, man. So while we're doing this, I'm gonna be drinking the rest of this. And if my screen happens to go black at some point, yeah, you know what happened.
This man's bladder is overflowing.
Overflowing. I may dance a little bit while I'm sitting here in my chair, and you'll know why. So okay, so Jeremiah,
yes,
I think we should quit talking about ourselves. I think we should bring in this amazing couple onto the show.
Yes, Miyagi and Trips.
Let's bring them in. Here they are, Mr. Miyagi, Miss Trips. How are you guys?
What's up, friends?
Hey, guys.
Oh man, we're glad to have you guys on here finally.
Our Kentucky buddies.
You know, for some reason, Trips, I always spell your name with 2 P's every single time.
You can spell however you want.
Do you know if I'm the only one?
You are.
It's actually on our birth certificate, just the one, but
Just the one.
yeah, you can put the 2 on there. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Doesn't
That's
even not
pretty
even
sweet.
first name, last name, just Trips.
Yeah.
Just Trips. Yeah.
Well,
Ooh, Doc Watson said John has a Gatorade bottle under his table, and you know what? That might be a good idea because you can't see my hands, and I could go while we're sitting here, and y'all would never know.
you have to listen for the tinkle.
I'm gonna have to
So,
remember that.
My
That's for
theory
future
on
use.
that much water is you're not really hydrated because you just pee so much.
Yeah,
You might be right.
I have a grandpa that his potassium levels got super low, and at one point was even hospitalized because all day he would like just drink ice water, and then he would like chew on ice, just like the ice chips. And his potassium levels got so low, they're like, "You're drinking too much water." Had to put in an IV and get
So
his.
are you saying I'm gonna die now?
Well,
Do I need
He's
to get
not-
rid of this?
he's not dead. He's like 80 years old. It didn't kill him.
Hey, I'm feeling
His
really
teeth are shot
comfortable
from
about
chewing
my
on all that
water now,
ice.
man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't have very many teeth from chewing on the ice. But yeah, I think you'll be okay, John. I think that's good for you, man.
Hey, somebody just noticed on here. This is what Miyagi looks like without a hat.
Oh, yeah. I just got a haircut today just for the show. Got it all
Oh.
done up nice.
Yeah.
Put a little
Looking-
product in there.
Looking
Oh, yeah.
good, man. Looking
Yeah.
real good.
Oh, you look fresh.
Yes.
Look
Yeah.
at you.
Took
Trips,
about a pound off. Now I'm super ultra light.
that's how. See, that's why I've got to shave the beard eventually because I got to get ultralight.
Nah, you got to grow that out.
Well, now that we're all on here, we do have to do one thing that has to happen, and we need to get going the fake news. So the fake news is up and running for the whole world. And Jeremiah, we're going to have a special segment tonight.
Okay.
I've already talked with Miyagi and Trips, and they know it's coming. And so since they're only the second couple we've ever had on this show, it's time for a love connection. All right, so here's what's going to happen. I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and you guys can answer them together. It's not one of those things where one of you has to answer the other, but I want to get answers from both of you. And the first question is, how did you meet?
I was a dispatcher and he was a deputy.
So she would tell me where to go.
And then I made it official.
And now she still tells me where to go.
So how long have you two been together then?
Let's see if you can answer this one.
2010-ish, kind of 29. Yeah, 2010. So we're going on 12 years.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
And she still puts up with you.
I like him a lot.
She's got a lot of patience.
I think
I think it's a mutual level of patience,
I was
actually.
gonna say we both have things. that
So
probably drives the other.
and
banana.
but the one thing that we both share in common is communication, and I think this is key to any relationship out there, is the ability to talk. And that is probably the number one trait that I love about our relationship together, is no matter what happens, is we talk through it. We don't put up walls, we don't bury it. We will endlessly talk it through until the issue is done. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it has helped out our relationship. It's helped out raising our kids. So communicate. That's number one.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So who's the better hiker?
Oh, he is by far.
Well, here's the better question then. Who looks better on trail?
Oh, her. Especially when she's singing and dancing.
And falling down.
So
Didn't you
people
guys
don't
do a video? Didn't you guys do a video dancing? Like,
We did.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a poop story too, kind of. Well,
Oh,
not really a
wow.
poop
he
story.
hit, he hit that. He hit
Not really a poop story, but it's a garbage picking up
Yeah.
story. So, there was this challenge where you go out in the woods and you got to pick up garbage and stuff. Well, how interesting can you make a video about
Yeah.
picking up garbage along your local trail? Well, we ended up finding all these. Let's just say
There's
that
a lot going on
there
out
was
there.
teenagers out in the woods having a lot of fun without clothes, and they were leaving things all over. So we kind of
including
made it.
clothes.
Yeah, and I tell you, you put the word sex in a video title for backpacking, and it is one of my top videos. It's really weird. So we were just picking up garbage and everything, and there happens to be a zip line on this local trail that we're on. So I brought the zip lining stuff, right? And she zipped down there. It was your first time on there, I think.
Yeah.
She had a lot of fun, but yeah, we were dancing, and she was dancing, and yeah,
Oh,
we
the
made it
music
kind of
and
fun.
everything was great.
Yeah, we like to have fun. Whoever, if you've ever been backpacking with us, we like to have a good time.
Really? You do?
Yeah.
I know. It's weird.
You should you guys should come backpacking with us sometime.
Yeah, I have to try that out. That sounds like
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll try. I was gonna say,
Weren't you the one that threw a horseshoe at me?
You keep saying that.
I think there's
I mean, I
video
might
of it
have.
somewhere.
I was gonna say because you did.
I know, but it was lucky. It's
It's not a joke,
lucky.
Jeremiah. A real horseshoe.
It's lucky if you get hit by a horseshoe on trail, or is that if you find a horseshoe?
you made that up.
It was so funny. It was me and Hunter. Me and Hunter were standing there, and all of a sudden, between us, bounces this metal horseshoe.
Yeah.
And Miyagi threw it at us.
It threw it in your general direction as a
He
gesture
was
of
throwing
luck.
it to you.
Well, people don't know.
We'll take it.
Miyagi, he's a heavy prankster, and
Yes.
I'm curious. Trips, does he prank you on trail too?
No,
No, not really.
no.
Wow.
But I tell you what, though, Jeremiah, the last time we were in the Smoky Mountains, I was not worried about being attacked by a bear.
Why is that?
Well, because you had that bell on the whole time.
this man, he tied multiple things to my backpack. At one point, I had sticks dangling off the back of my backpack, and I was like, man, there's something hitting my legs. What is that? And he had tied sticks.
And he didn't stop, but you didn't stop for like 3 miles. You just kept going.
Well, you get in the groove and you're like, I don't want to stop. That's why people get those blisters built up. They're like, I don't want to stop and check it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep going. So anyway, at one point, I had to reach back there and I was like, this is too annoying. What is this? And then later on, he puts a bell. I try to put it on other people's packs. I think that Jason got angry whenever I put it on his, and he's get that off.
Yeah,
Get off
Jason
my
Waugh
pack.
had it on his backpack for a while.
Yeah, he's a prankster, but I didn't know
That was one of the best. Yeah, the bell that was good. And the rock, I think you carried that rock for like 5 miles too.
Oh, probably more, maybe a day.
Well, I mean, the rock doesn't make his pack weigh that much more. So
It felt the same. I picked it up before I put the rock in there, and I picked it up after, and it was still 54 pounds either way.
yeah,
You look at it.
it's still like over 45, 50 pounds.
Oh,
So you're all
goodness.
good either way. Jeremiah is definitely not an ultralight hiker. That is one thing we all know for sure.
No, but Jeremiah knows how to have a good time, and he brings creature comforts, and he has a good time out there. So you know what? It's not always about being ultralight.
That's right. But you
Look-
know what?
Go ahead.
I have some bad news.
Oh no.
You know my big Helinox sunset chair with the big back?
Did you break it?
No, I didn't break it. I was going to shoot a video and I was going to put it up. So like I guess I shot it. I don't know. It's been a couple of weeks now, and I opened up the packaging that the chair's in. It like zips open, right? And then I was like, okay, you pick it up, and then all the pieces kind of like, if you've ever used a backpacking chair, they kind of like shoot together because they have shock cord in there. And I guess the shock cord somehow broke because I picked it up and the whole chair just like fell apart. Not the whole chair, but like half of it. Yeah, I need a
That's
contact.
awful. That's awful.
Yeah, I can fix it. I'm pretty sure just by taking some shock cord and putting new on there, because that's all it is. That's all that holds it together.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't have to do that. I bought that chair less than a year ago. Helinox, I know you're not listening, but I'm going to contact you.
But if you were,
Can I say something about Miyagi? Like on-field repairs, like out in the field, like he's the king. When we were in Pictured Rocks, I saw someone whose chair broke, and it was Jason's, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
you like flipped one of the legs and retied it up, and then hooked it up, and he had a chair for the rest of the week.
yep.
Yeah, that was a Helinox Chair Zero.
I mean, he was doing foot surgery on everybody's
I
blisters.
did the same thing. I think with Jason's backpack in
I
the
was
Smoky
gonna say,
Mountains.
didn't you sew somebody's backpack at one point
Yeah,
too?
I've sewn out on trail. Yep.
So what you're saying is Jason should never go backpacking without you.
Sounds about right.
I'll take care of him.
It was
I
starting
just remember you were the foot doctor. You were doing all the blister work.
Yep.
Mhm.
I remember I was having an issue with my tarp suspension where the Prusik knot got just completely jacked up. And
Retied that.
yeah, you came and helped me with that. Like
We were in
Jeremiah,
Michigan. We were
he's a
hiking with
professor.
Crow, and Crow. It's kind of a funny story. So we're hiking along. It was just Crow and I, because kind of split up in groups, and we kind of went over top of this tree that had fallen across the trail, right? And I was ahead of him, and all of a sudden I heard this and he goes down, and I thought he just busted himself up, and he's holding his leg, and I'm getting ready to get out like a tourniquet or something, and he's rubbing his calf, and he's like, "Oh, I got a cramp." So I was down there massaging his his calf, just working it out.
Did we just become best friends?
After that, we were best friends.
I would
after
say
that.
so. I would
Yep.
say so.
So yeah, we always tease about the massage in the woods, and worked it out.
So Miyagi, there's a question everybody's wanting to know right now, and we have to answer it. Are you wearing shorty shorts right now?
I'm actually not wearing pants at all.
Oh, okay.
no
Yeah, so
underwear.
the cameras from here down.
That's
No
good.
pants. No
That's
pants.
good. Those are really shorty shorts then.
In the house, I can get away with that.
That's true. That's true. According to Outside Comfort Zone, I need to get a Z-Pax beard because they make them with DCF or a new EcoPack
Oh,
version.
nice.
So,
What is that?
and then check this out. Salmon Outdoors. I'm not going to sing this, but if any of you want to, I shot the sheriff and married me the deputy.
Oh, I was gonna say, Trips. People don't know or may not know about your secret superpower, and it has to. You want to?
Song
You know what
lyrics?
I'm talking about? Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Look
goodness.
at her. She's acting so humble, but I feel like she knows every song I've ever heard, and I don't know how you do it.
I do.
It's true. Yeah, we're kind of a two-person show when we go out, and we've had a few of these.
I don't need to have a few.
I do to sing,
A
but
song could come on and I don't even like it, and I'm still gonna sing it. just
especially
because-
1990s rap.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's true. I remember that.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
and your sister.
Yes.
The
Oh,
two of
yeah.
you were just going at it
The
with the rap
Wanderer
song.
and Trips. Yeah, they can get down on some songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I'm thoroughly convinced that if somebody had figured out how to teach math in the form of like song lyrics, I would have been much better at it.
Jeremiah, you got to work on that. Come up with something.
I'll start writing raps.
You
right
should and
after
put them
we
in your other YouTube channel
Yeah.
that you got.
Oh my God.
All I
I
ask,
the only, am
all
I
I
the
ask
only
is
one
that
that
if
comments
you
on that?
rap, all I'm
What-
asking is if Jeremiah raps, he records it and we all get to see it. Like I have to see that.
That'd be the most cringe-worthy video that's ever been made.
Oh no, I can see it. Yeah, a bunch of chains and bling, and you're in there doing your thing.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
People do this. People do this for the math specifically. There are
The
math,
math,
I'm
not just
saying.
math, the math.
the
Yeah.
math. Yes. My wife, I think she shows these videos. I don't really show them.
Nah, you should.
I guess if I had students like Trips, I guess it's going to help.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm seeing it kind of with a suit, but with the chains, and you got to kind of make it dorky but cool at the same time.
I don't
The
know. if I
kids
can-
love it. Seriously.
I-
Jeremiah, we've got a question for you online right now. That everybody seriously wants to know: is this JS merch release night?
No, it's not. John showed me in our last meeting basically how to do the merch and stuff. Now I'm working on the graphics. It's hard. I think.
I got some
So-
graphics for you.
What do you mean you got graphics?
I've got all kinds of Jeremiah Stringer graphics. Clearly you don't watch my videos. If you watch my videos, you're going to find all kinds of crazy little nuggets in there, and there is a lot of Jeremiah Stringer in there.
No,
That's what
I
it should be.
catch your nuggets.
Mhm.
I got
Little
one.
nuggets, little bits and bobs.
I got one in a video you released. By the way, epic intro on it, but you released a video of the Grand Canyon and you're talking about what time of day it was. And I heard that name.
Okay.
I heard the Jeremiah Stringer time. I know what's up about
That
these
was
little
more
nuggets.
obvious nugget, but yeah, glad you caught it.
Well, it needs to be obvious for me. I need obvious Easter eggs.
But Jeremiah,
for
what
those of
rhymes
you-
with vestibule?
Oh God. For those of you that backpack with Jeremiah, he likes to sleep in, so we call it Jeremiah Stringer time. And
Waiting on a
I actually
stringer.
made a watch.
Waiting on a stringer.
Yeah, waiting on a stringer. I actually have a watch with Jeremiah's face on it. It says Stringer time. And it's always like 3 hours later than everybody else.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Well, I don't discriminate. We have like this life group that we're a part of, and they make fun of me and Bridget. And they say that we're always late, which I don't think's true. But I guess if you talk to anybody I know, they would say it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we were over at the house and we were supposed to go hiking, how long did it take us to get out of the house?
Well, in my defense, we were planning the trip the night of.
That's true.
And it just irked me to my core. I'm like, where's the itinerary, Jeremiah? What are we doing today? And you're like, I don't know. We got to figure that out.
Now that is something I will definitely tell you about Miyagi's trip. If you ever go on a trip with Miyagi, you are going to know exactly what you're doing at all times.
Oh yeah.
You will have you can give that to every family member on the planet and they will know exactly where you are at what point of the day. And it's amazing. Like I almost feel like Miyagi, you need to like publish these books, like do trip books for people and then charge them.
Dude, those itineraries that you're making on these trips, I
For
guarantee
real.
you that is an e-resource for sure. Because like whenever we went to the Smokies, that's why I felt bad whenever I planned the trip, whenever you all came. Because whenever we went to the Smokies, there was like a 10-page itinerary with like weather breakdown by the
That's what
hour.
Pictured Rocks was too.
Yeah. Pictured Rocks was that way.
Mhm.
Then they came to my house and like they got there and they're like, "What's the plan?" And I pulled out like a tore off sheet of notebook paper with some bullet points
He's like,
on.
"Well, I had some ideas."
You barely read it with the coffee spill all over it. I was like, what is this?
We were supposed to roll out the next morning at like 5:30. Probably left at 9.
But we didn't stop playing ping pong till 2 a.m.
That's
So
true.
Oh, that's right. I just got the ping pong table.
Mhm.
You guys played some shuffleboard too, didn't you?
We did.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, we went to the same place that you and I went, John.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was a fun
And then
time.
Jeremiah's like, "Oh, but I got ping pong." I'm like, "Oh, you have ping pong, you say?"
Yeah.
Oh.
Wrong, you say.
She was trying to sleep. the
Can-
bed.
I was just
Can
fine.
I defend Jeremiah just a little bit though?
Oh, thanks.
I
Sean.
have to do this because I've noticed it lately. It's happened more often than it probably should. And all things outdoors, Jeremy's actually pointing out, I actually have seen Jeremiah beat Jason up,
What?
packed, and to the car. And it happens more often than people realize. Jason has begun sleeping in a little bit more.
Oh boy,
Yeah, he just
Am I right about that, Jeremiah?
just turned 50.
Oh, he's slowing
that'll
down.
do it.
He's not
Slowing down.
50. Don't do that. He and I are the same age. He did not turn 50. Stop that right now.
He just turned 50.
He did not turn
Every-
50. Stop it.
Everybody go to his channel. Wish him a happy 50th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
His
Everybody
channel,
give him a Father's Day card in a few weeks.
his channel's Backpacking with Jason. Make sure you comment on there. Happy 50th birthday. And hopefully he doesn't slow down too fast.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Poor
man.
Jason. Poor
Hey, we got a little something we got to pop up here real quick. Salmon Outdoors, thank you so much. Can we hear everyone's Jeremiah merch ideas? I'll start. Shorts with a built-in poop hammock. You know, you could do those trapdoor pants, you know, like they did on the pajamas back in the day. Trapdoor hiking pants.
Dude, what if on a t-shirt you had like the like combining two things? You had like you in shorts and then like a poop hammock and then like a plus, and then below it you're like sitting pooping from the poop hammock shorts.
My luck is
I
I'd
think
be
it's great.
hiking behind Jeremiah and his little poop flap things would fail and it would just flap down.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be stuck behind him for a mile.
Look at this right here. JS merch release needs to be done like the scene from Spaceballs. Merchandising. JS the lunchbox.
See, I told Miyagi if we were smart, we would have made our own JS merchandise to
Yes.
wear tonight.
And we would have had it on.
But I thought about it like today, which was far too late. So
If I had Jeremiah merchandise, I'd wear it all the time.
Now,
All
honestly,
the time.
what I need to do is y'all have used Fiverr, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to have somebody design something on there and just pay you. Look
Yeah,
at this.
it's $15. You probably get something really good. Look at this though. Merch idea. Pair of pants you can wear on trail or in the classroom. Call them Hawkers Dockers.
Hawkers,
Dockers.
Dockers. Wow.
Love it.
That is awesome.
Apparently Jeremy from Midwest Backpackers not as fond of Miyagi's plans. Says just don't ask Miyagi for a trail plan in the Grand Canyon.
No, it was spot on except for the one water spot.
The one water spot.
Yeah, I said that there was supposed to be water in one particular location. There wasn't, and he won't let me forget it.
We
Man,
also have
you would think with all those years of getting it right, you could get grace on one mistake.
You fail once.
Yep, Ben McMillan with the little gift there. Ultralight alarm clock. The Jeremiah ultralight alarm clock. I like that.
nice.
The JS hot clock. It goes off 2 hours late.
Yes, yes.
That's a good idea. That's all funny, man. That is so funny. Good ideas. I just need to, I guess, throw them on a t-shirt or something and
Do
put
it.
that out there.
You got the Hawker Club leather jackets, fake leather, printed on Dyneema.
Fake leather jacket. You
Ben
know,
McMillan can hook us up with those.
I have I bought this truck. I bought the same truck that John has. Speaking of leather jackets, and I have been having so many mechanical issues, and I'm stuck, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I'm stuck riding my motorcycle to work every day while my truck is
Oh,
at the
poor
shop.
baby.
I know it's hard to complain, but I'm gonna be honest. It is cold on the way to work because it's like sometimes 40
I'm
degrees.
cold.
But you know what I do? I was going on this trip with Justin up in New Hampshire, right? So I needed this winter gear very recently. And I bought these like winter pants. Dude, I'm telling you, if you're not using your backpacking gear out in the real world, like my puffy is my go-to. And those pants, I started throwing those on top of my, jeans or Dockers or whatever I'm wearing to work. Keeps you a lot warmer. I'm telling you, clutch.
So you're in Kentucky. You're on a motorcycle wearing black puffy pants. I'm just trying to get the visual here.
No, they're not. No,
He's not wrong.
I'm not wearing the puffy pants on the motorcycle. That would look ridiculous. And I would also probably like accidentally touch them against one of the pipes and burn a hole that I need you to repair. I was wearing like the rainproof, windproof pullover pants.
Oh,
That's the visual. Yeah, and
Shell?
yeah, shell, but they're like kind of navy color. Not my favorite. They get the job done, but it doesn't look cool with a black leather jacket and then navy navy wind pants riding your Harley.
Okay, so we're getting a ton of people commenting on the products you should be creating, Jeremiah. Like the built-in wag bag compartment. I'm sold. Let's see. We've got at this point, I'll settle for a stupid coffee mug that I won't use. The Stringer Trail chocolate bar. Get you to put your face on a food bag so people can wear them as the JS mask while at camp.
That's a good idea.
Oh, Stringer hiking shoes to kick the bell or anything else.
Yeah.
Ooh, how about a soft serve ice cream machine with a JS logo on it, but the dispenser is fitted with a poop hammock?
That is elaborate. Very elaborate.
So, anyways, okay, Miyagi, Trips. Let's get back to you guys. We're talking way too much about stuff that's
Yeah.
not you. We're talking about
wanting
stuff that's way not you.
I'm having fun.
What is your next big trip? What's one of the big trips you guys got coming up?
Well, we just got back from Pictured Rocks, so that was fun last weekend.
Yeah.
And
That wasn't a big trip though.
it wasn't a big trip. It was like a weekend trip, but it was good to get back up there. And they still have snow.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. We didn't
Saw
expect
that.
Yeah. So I mean, not there was a bit on trail, but not so much that you needed like crampons or
No.
snowshoes or anything like that. But it was kind of neat to see the sand was blowing over the dunes onto the snow itself, and it created this kind of really unique effect.
Yeah, it was weird. Or you would step down into the snow and then there would be sand and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
It was like being in the tropics, but then being in the Arctic at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah, it was kind of neat. But yes, we did that with Rob Pelton, Midwest Backpacker, and Rob Pelton's girlfriend. So, but yeah, coming up,
that's a new
June,
thing. Rob has a
Ye-
girlfriend.
He
She's
does.
great.
She is awesome.
I
Yes.
loved her.
She likes Rob.
Yeah.
She seems to, yes.
Yeah.
Way to go, Rob.
Mhm.
Did he drag her on this trip? Did she seem
No.
to enjoy? Oh, she wanted
Most
to
of
go.
the time, she was hiking ahead of him.
Yep.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, she's a pretty good hiker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all secretly hoping that this one really works for Rob because she's pretty cool on trips.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I hear she makes a mean London
Oh,
fog, but
yes.
I've not gotten to experience that
So
yet.
Trips loves a London fog. For those of you that don't know what a London fog is, it's like you explain it.
It's Earl Grey tea with lavender syrup and steamed milk.
So we were at a hot tent event up in the Twin Cities or just outside in Afton Park. And that's where I first got to meet Candace, and she made these London fogs. And I was like, oh, you and Trips are going to be best friends because she loves those.
I wasn't there, so I didn't get one.
Yeah, she didn't bring the fixings. We didn't realize that there was going to be so much snow up there. And we got there was like a 5-foot high snowdrift down the road that we were supposed to go to just to get to the trailhead. So we ended up doing an extra 6 miles just to get to the trailhead and back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I
so
saw
it
that.
Park.
made
And then
things a
walk
little.
all that.
So where's your next trip, man?
So our next one is going to be with Buckley over in South Dakota. We're going to be hitting the Black Hills and
Nice.
Rushmore and the Badlands. Yeah, so that's kind of exciting. I've been out there, but I've never done any backpacking. So excited to have Buckley give us a
I've never
tour.
been.
Now you
That's
guys are
cool.
gonna be bringing in a lot of water for that one, right?
I would imagine so.
Still waiting for the itinerary from Buckley.
Keep waiting, man. I love Buckley. I don't know if he makes a good itinerary or not, but I'm wanting to go on this trip, and I think I'm gonna have to pay a pretty penny if I go, unless I can catch a cheaper flight. But
He
he,
has to drive down, pick you up, Jeremiah, and then drive you back.
man, it's not that I would have to travel. It's just it's so long. I don't know how y'all drive so far.
We enjoy it, and in fact, so we kind of make an adventure of it, and we keep track of places that we pass because our long-term plan is to travel full time. So I got about 8 years left in my career. She's got a little bit longer than that, but after that, we plan on traveling full time.
Mhm.
So and
So that
part of the
means you're a
adventure,
cradle robber, right?
Yeah. 2 years.
just two.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, we've gone up to Vermont over an extended weekend, just like, hey, New York.
I'm like, no, we didn't.
Yeah,
I've
we
never
did.
been to
We did
Vermont.
we did the Adirondacks in one day. Like we drove up there.
We
stopped-
drove Friday. We got in at like midnight. We hiked all day Saturday. We slept and we drove home.
Yeah, for one day of hiking. But
That's
that's cool
awesome.
because we enjoy the drive. The drive
Yeah.
for us is just as much fun as everything else because we make it fun. We sing and we do all kinds of stuff in the car. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That doesn't surprise me. That sounds like exactly what I would expect from the two of you going on a trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah,
Okay,
good.
so I gotta point this out, Doc Watson. I was glad to see a new edition of Hiker News. I gotta
Uh-huh.
admit, I was excited when that popped up this week.
This weekend backpacking.
Oh yeah. So this was the Mother's Day edition, but yeah, we're gonna bring them back. I wasn't sure exactly how it was being received by the backpacking community. I did get some nice comments, but it tailed off, and I really didn't hear anything. So I was like, I don't know if this is really a popular thing. I mean, it was fun to do,
Mhm.
and I think we are going to bring it back if everybody likes that, because it's cool to kind of keep track of what's going on in the
Yeah.
hiking community around the states, and we really love our national parks. So it's not just hiking, but it's also national park news. So I really like seeing what's going on there and
Yeah.
sharing it with everybody. So if that's something everybody likes, we'll start doing it again and keep going with it.
I definitely enjoyed it. I think I missed this last one. We didn't have the special on-site trip from a good friend of yours, Mr. Milos.
Oh yeah. This one was just kind of a quick. I
Yeah.
wanted to get out a quick Mother's Day thing, but yeah, Milos he's working the Bucks game tonight, so he got a job with the Milwaukee Bucks. Milos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he does like the jumbotron electronic stuff. Like if you're sitting in the audience, you might end up on the big screen. Yeah, he does all that. He's a wizard when it comes to like video and audio and all that stuff. So good
Yeah,
for him.
he told me a lot of really cool stuff when we were up at Pictured Rocks, just telling me like his history of doing video work and stuff and being out in California. And he's listen, there's a lot of people that may be on here who see him in your videos and want to know, how did that relationship start? And because he's not just friends with you, he's friends with both of you. I mean, this is not just a Miyagi relationship. This is Miyagi and Trips.
Oh, he's
And
wonderful.
Milos.
I love him.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that would literally take
Yeah.
his shirt off and give it to you if you needed it. I mean, he is super humble. And what's cool is he never complains about anything.
Ever.
I mean, I have seen him tear the skin off of both of his heels. I mean, literally chunks like that, where he had to fold the flaps of his shoes down and hike. I never would have known until we got to camp, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, I'm okay, I'm okay. And he just doesn't complain. So this was back in, I was training to do an FKT on the Superior Hiking Trail, and
We were on the Superior hiking.
but I was training for it. So Trips took me up there, and we ended up spending a night on what trail were we on?
This was the Superior hiking trip.
Yeah. But she saw me off in the morning.
The border route trail?
Yeah, the border route trail. We went through a horrendous
Sorry.
storm, and it was like
Oh,
5:30 in the
gosh.
morning.
I was pretty sure I was going to die.
It was
storm.
really cool.
It was whack.
Yeah, it was the craziest night I've ever spent in a hammock. Literally for hours, you're laying there while the wind is just pushing you.
You
And
could
there's
like
lightning
hear
everywhere.
trees falling all around us, and
So
it was bananas.
This was the start of my hike. So she brought me up to the northern terminus there, and we said our goodbyes. We hiked together back to the car. She left. I was on my own, and I hiked through the morning until it got light out, and then had to be a few hours into light. And I'm hiking down, and I'm talking to myself on my camera because I was just doing walk and talks, because I had to be quick as I could. And I saw this guy sitting on I don't know if it was a stump or a rock or whatever, but he was sitting there, and I thought he was hurt. He looked injured. So as I'm talking to myself, I'm like, hey, are you okay? And then he's like, yeah, I just think I'll follow you. And I have this, because I was filming at the time, and I just left it going because I'm like, oh, okay, here's a dude with a mohawk. This ought to be interesting. And like, that's what started it. So, but I was kind of concerned because he kind of came off a little bit on the crazy side. And,
Did he really? That's surprising.
Yeah, you can watch the video, you'll see it. And
Dude, I watched the video earlier today, and Miyagi made him walk in front of him. He was like,
After
no.
he told him that his blue mohawk was indicative of how dangerous he was.
yeah, well, I was asking him where he's from, and he said he's from Gypsy Camp. And I'm like, Gypsy Camp? There's
Like,
no
what does that
Gypsy
even
camp.
mean?
Yeah, there's no Gypsy camps in the United States, to my knowledge. I don't know. But he said that he had the blue hair because his village marked him as being dangerous. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you should probably hike ahead of me then.
Yeah, and then he didn't hike ahead of you, and then you told him again. You're like, okay.
No, so the crazy thing is, I thought like, he was being funny about it, but I was blazing ahead, and I got ahead of him, and then I'd stop for water or whatever, and then off here he is, and I'm like, oh, hey, Milos, how you doing? And I figured at some point that day I would lose him, but he just kept showing up, and then we'd separate, and the next day, there he was again. Like, okay, either this dude is creepy stalking me, or he really wants to hang with me, or so he did. And during that time that we were on trail together, we struck up a, kind of a loose relationship, and we exchanged numbers and stuff, and we've stayed in touch. And we go on numerous backpacking trips every year together.
Well, and it turned out he doesn't live that far from us, which
No.
was also odd.
But like you said, you talked to him, John, and he travels all over the place. I mean, he is all over the United States. He travels internationally. He's just like this vagabond and he's real elusive about where
His
he
history.
says, his history and stuff. So I don't know if he has a history that he just doesn't want anybody to know about, or if he's just being funny, or.
I
But
got a lot of stuff out of him,
Did you?
while we were on the trip. I found out names of siblings and stuff like that, and
Okay.
we got to talk a lot about his history. But of course, what I do for a living, I talk to a lot of people, so that was like kind of natural. But he shared a lot of stuff, and he's got a very interesting life. Very interesting life. He's been through some craziness in his time, and I think it's funny that he claims he learned English from rap music, specifically gangster rap.
So he is the other person. If Trips is number one, he is a very close second.
Well, he can recite an entire movie.
He can.
It's
I
amazing.
can't do that. I have no desire to do that.
Yeah, he entertained us. He'll come up with songs, and
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Will you tell me about him and you and a motorcycle?
Oh my gosh.
Will you tell me about it?
Yeah, so we had so much fun. Him and I both got hypothermia that year that we met, which is what took us off trail. And so we were like, well, you want to do it again next year? We're like, oh, heck yeah. So we were going to meet, and we were going to take two vehicles. I was going to have my vehicle, which I think was in the Honda Civic at the time, right? And he was supposed to bring a vehicle so that we would meet at the southern terminus, leave one vehicle there, and then we were going to drive. It's 310 miles now, mind you, from the southern terminus
miles
to the northern terminus. Yeah, 310. And so we were going to meet at this one gas station or whatever. And I'm like, he said he was there, and I'm looking for him. I couldn't find him. Well, there's this guy 2 pumps over was getting gas in his motorcycle. And I'm like, and for a minute, I was actually kind of mad. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Because he was wearing a Bucks rainbow hat and some goofy shirt on. He looked funny. He looked kind of funny.
Did he have rainbow socks on too?
He might have. Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff he had was rainbow. And so, yeah, so we ended up
a lot of rainbow. 2 guys riding on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I was behind the rainbow guy.
Wait a minute.
Holding him tight.
So let me get this straight. Y'all rode 300 miles on a motorcycle from one terminus to the other?
Yeah, give or
With
take.
packs.
Yeah, oh yeah, backpacks are on. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And this
That's
was
the most uncomfortable bike ride in history.
Was it like Dumb and Dumber?
I was just gonna say, have you seen the movie Dumb and Dumber? Because at first I'm like, I'm mad, and then I'm like, you know what? This is hilarious. Because anybody that sees us, I'm sure they probably think we're a couple.
So, like you're
Sorry.
you're literally
We're
like
good.
not holding on to him at all because there's no
Oh,
way
no,
you're
I was-
getting through his backpack to him. So
Right.
you're holding his backpack.
Yeah, I can't remember how his was. I think he might have had his stored away, so I had to wear
Like
mine.
in front of him.
I think he had his he calls his papoose. He wears in front of him.
When he wears in
right?
front.
Yeah, so he wears this. I think it's like an Easton back. I think it's like a volleyball backpack or something he has, but he wears it in the front, and I'm behind him. So you got 2 backpacks, 2 dudes looking funny. I may have had my shorty shorts on at the time too.
this was the safest motorcycle. Was either person wearing a helmet?
No.
The safest. The
I
safest.
didn't know he was going to be on a motorcycle. Why would I bring a helmet?
Well, it's his job to bring the helmet. He's the
I don't
rider.
think he wears one formally, does he?
I don't think so. No.
Well, some states
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
That's
Kentucky might try
fantastic.
me.
That's maybe one of the best stories
Man,
ever
I'd
told
give
on this
anything to see a
podcast.
picture. You got pictures?
I do. There may be a picture of us on a green dinosaur together, like
Same pose.
kind of. Yeah,
you gotta text me these, man.
I will. I'll send it to you.
I need this picture. Okay, so another question for you guys. Did you both get into backpacking at the same time, or one of you kind of encouraged the other?
I'll let you start.
Well, you had done it before. He had done it before in college. I had never done it at all. And he decided we were going to tag along on a trip with my then brother-in-law to do the Appalachian Trail for 4 days or something. And I was like, I'm not a hiker. I don't do these things. And he's like, come on, it'll be fun. Just like, are you willing to give it a try? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. So I went and bought like a pair of $50 clearance Columbia boots because I don't know.
We had no idea the hiking culture.
I had no idea
any of this
about
stuff.
anything.
So I had a 90-liter North Face backpack. We had it was a Walmart dome
Ozark
tent,
Trail
the
dome
Ozark Trail
tent.
dome tent. Really, it's super thick thermarest pad. I mean, I had all this stuff. So I'm from the 90s. So my stuff was like circa 1991, 2. So it was all big stuff, heavy stuff.
My
Right,
boots were
right.
trash, in case anyone was wondering.
So we started, I think it was at kind of near Uncle Johnny's hostel. If anyone's familiar with the Appalachian Trail, like in that area, Helvey Mills shelters, kind of that was our first. No, that
No.
wasn't Hogback Ridge.
Yeah.
That was our first one. Anyway, so we had all this super heavy stuff, and we had no idea, but we happened to be on trail in spring as the bubble was going through.
Yeah.
So we're seeing like all these super cool hikers who are like all squared away, ultralight, stinking. We had no idea that was the thing. It was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what's going on there? But yeah, it was tough. It was really kind of neat though, because her and I, so Joel, the guy that was with us, he eventually actually gave me my trail name. But I was taking pictures and video and stuff back then. So his whole thing was, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna space each other apart, and like you guys, I'm gonna start, and then 15 minutes later, you're gonna start, and then everyone is like separated by 15 minutes. So we all have our own experience on the trail. And her and I are like,
No, I'm like, do not leave me.
no.
I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going. Do not leave me.
No, we do everything together. So, we're stopping at the waterfalls and all this stuff, and I'm taking pictures. I wasn't really doing the video at the time, but taking pictures and all
That's
kinds of
also
stuff.
where the Wanderer got her.
Yes.
That trip was where the Wanderer got her trail name too.
We learned so many things about hiking culture on that very first trip. That was the same trip that Darwin was doing his through hike of the Appalachian Trail. We didn't meet up with him or anything, but kind of that area. 2015.
2015. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we did that, and we ended up with all kinds of rain and everything flooded out. And despite like the really bad weather and bad time that we had, we both kind of fell in love with it.
So I definitely went into it feeling like I was taking one for the team. Like, okay, I'll do this, but like, don't expect me to do it again. And then we got out there, and I kind of fell in love with it. I really enjoyed the relative solitude. I enjoyed the disconnection from everybody, and so that was that.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we actually didn't end the trip. We ended a day
Yeah.
early because her brother-in-law and her sister, they were having some issues with a number of different things. And he ended up getting off trail. He was going to hitchhike back to Uncle Johnny's hostel, ended up hitching on a freight train,
Yeah.
taking a freight
Who
train
does
back.
this?
Right. And so we're all standing around in the rain, and we're like, we were waiting around for a while, and we're
A
like,
long
okay, we
time.
should probably just try to hitch back to town ourselves. And there was this green van and it had stickers all over it. And this lady,
She
she's
pulled
very,
up, and a bunch of hikers piled out.
very jovial lady. She's like, we all going to town? And we're like, yeah, we're going back to Uncle Johnny's hostel. And it turned out to be Miss Janet. The Miss Janet, if you're familiar, she's a very popular trail angel.
And again, we had no idea who she was.
So I'm sitting in the front seat with Miss Janet, and she's making fun of us because she said, every time it rains, the hikers are melting. I get calls because the hikers are melting. They all need to go to town. So, yeah, first time I met Miss Janet, she was making fun of us.
Yep.
So it was kind of fun. But yeah, that's where her and I started. I grew up in the woods. My father was a big hunter, fisherman, and that kind of stuff. So I love the woods. Did a bit of it in college, like Trip said, and then it was really 2015, and it's been every single year since. We've
Yep.
done multiple trips
Yep.
ever since. So
I
kind of
just
fell in
can't
love with it.
I can't believe that you went from like that equipment to like if people could see your gear closet now and you making stuff,
Yeah.
that is an unbelievable transformation because I thought, well, I didn't know when you had discovered backpacking, but I was like the amount of thought that goes into all these designs and all this stuff that you're making. I was like, you must have started whenever you're super young, and it doesn't sound like that's the case.
No, it's not. But I think I share probably a similar characteristic that a lot of you out there share is when you get into something,
He's
you
all the
get
way
into
in.
something. It's like you jump both feet as far as you can
Yep.
and you live, breathe, eat, sleep this activity. And it's been really like that for everything in my life. When I was real young, when I was 12, I started scuba diving, and that has been my passion in life all up um, till backpacking. I started my own business. I did trade shows for 18 years, scuba diving. I'm still the
Wow.
commander of our local dive rescue team. So whenever somebody's in the drink and needs saving or recovering or evidence recovery, that kind of stuff, I get called out. I got about 45 miles of jurisdiction in Lake Michigan. So I'm still a very, very active scuba diver and technical diver. But that's very short lived, that activity. Backpacking is extended over a longer period of time. I get more enjoyment and it can be shared. I actually
Yeah.
got her certified as a diver down in Jamaica, and she likes warm weather stuff, but she doesn't really like the cold weather stuff. But
Well,
backpacking is
yeah.
something that her and I can do, and we can share the experience together. And the YouTube thing's cool too. It took her a little bit of time to get used to, you guys are YouTubers, doing the walk bys and all the talking and stuff. And you gotta have a lot of patience if you're hiking with a YouTuber.
The stuff you're actually good at, like the stuff that you actually make look good, not the stuff I quit doing because it never looked good. That
But I
stuff.
take too much time. My problem, and everyone out there knows this, is I'll do a trip and it takes me forever to put out the video just because, we have 4 kids and we both have full-time careers and just like a
Full
million.
time plus.
Yeah, just a million things going on. So I gotta kind of figure out where I'm gonna put my time in. But I tell you, man, once I retire, it's gonna be like full time. Like
It's on.
it's on. Yeah, because I
I'm
really
looking forward
enjoy
to
it.
that.
And what I love most about the backpacking community, what I love most about YouTube is meeting all these really cool people like yourselves. I mean, we wouldn't have met if it hadn't been for YouTube, and I've gone hiking. We've both gone hiking with you guys on different trips and things. And you guys are awesome. I mean, I found that people in the backpacking community tend to be like
Us.
us. Everyone has similar personalities, but different, but we all kind of gel. And I haven't found really too many people that it's like, I don't know if I want to backpack with them, but
Dude, I got this comment the other day and I was like, this person needs to go backpacking because they don't get it yet. And the comment was like, hey, I was just curious if the backpacking world has a whole lot of like very, very left, super woke, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Yeah.
once this person they like they have
They
this
have-
stereotype in their mind of what ideology they think that somebody would have as a backpacker, but then once you get out of there out like into the woods with those people, like all that stuff just gets thrown
Yes. That's the
thrown
thing. Yes,
far
you do.
away.
It's the thing of, yes, you do have those people, but you also have ultra conservative, right wingers too. And the thing is, you get out on trail and nobody cares.
I
It's
feel like
like,
it's a pretty good cross section of the
yeah,
population.
Absolutely.
It really
appeals to all kinds of different people.
I think backpacking is the great equalizer.
Yeah.
You could have someone that makes millions of dollars a year to someone who is flat dead broke. And you get them on trail and they're both sharing the same experience.
Yep.
It's the great equalizer. And it doesn't matter if you're far left, far right, in the middle, what you're religious, it doesn't matter. It's the great equalizer and we all have fun.
Yep.
And I think everyone that we have met for the most part is very respectful of each other. And that's another thing that I love about the community.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that, especially being somebody who I work at a church, like, I tend to I don't shove things on people when I'm backpacking because I don't think that's why we're there. And I've always told people, you want to talk about stuff, I'll talk about stuff. If you don't want to talk about stuff, we don't have to talk about stuff. But you better have fun because we're out here in the woods and this is the best place in the world to be.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so it's great. Hey, I do have to pull up some comments because we've kind of let them go for a while, but we got some killer ones on here. Salmon Outdoors, I'm going to be 100% honest. The first time I saw Miyagi, it was with Milos, and I thought they were lovers. That has to be out there. That has to be out there. Rob Pelton needs a reenactment.
Of
He
the
needs a
motorcycle?
reenactment of the motorcycle. It has to happen.
You can probably
Oh,
arrange
So
Rob,
it-
do you
it-
have a motorcycle?
I have a motorcycle. Y'all bring Milos. We'll
All
make
right.
it.
I have pictures, so I will share them.
and I was getting ripped while I was getting out there getting me while I was gone. Bye, John. JK is peeing. JK is hitting the Gatorade bottle. JK-Torade.
Oh, that's great.
They totally ousted you, man, because the people that just listen that didn't watch the live stream or watch on Spotify or YouTube, they never would have known. Those
No.
comments got you.
Yeah.
No, they didn't know that I
Yeah.
had disappeared for about 2 minutes.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So it had to happen though. It had to happen. Yeah. But a lot of people are commenting on the backgrounds too. It's a good mix of backgrounds and nobody cares out there. It's one of the few places where people can disagree on major issues and still find common ground and respect
Yep.
for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter who you are. Mother Nature's
like
trying
that.
to kill you all equally.
True.
Salmon
And-
Outdoors is going to get the award for the best comments of the night so far.
Right?
You'll also get some of the most interesting conversations of your life out there because, like, the distractions of daily life are gone. You're not worried about social media or what other people think of you or having to go to work, blah, blah, blah. Everything's gone. And then you're just out there. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're walking with somebody who is totally different than you. Could be
Oh,
from
yeah.
a different part of the world, different
Mhm.
views on different stuff. And then you get to talking to them and you learn so much and you never would have had that interaction. It's just a catalyst,
Yeah.
catalyst for that type of environment.
Yeah, Josue said it last week, or Josue, sorry. Great thought. Well said. The great equalizer. Buckley's on here right now. I think
Hey,
he missed
Tim.
out on when we were ripping on him earlier. So, but it
Yeah,
says
he's
everybody is the same trail dirty. That's the truth.
Yep.
Mr.
And then,
Buckley. Yep.
I do think the world would be better if people would just agree with me entirely.
solves all the problems.
That's
Oh,
what she
Bridget.
said.
Yeah, Bridget's
Bridget.
on here.
Yeah.
Hi, Bridget.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that we got rained out, but looks like she also wanted to mention she is so grateful for her friendship because if you don't know, people don't know, Trips and Bridget have hung out totally outside of backpacking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what did you all do?
We spent a couple days in Florida together last year, which was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Beach trip. That
Beach
wasn't that was not hiker trash trip.
No, not even a little bit.
So shout out to Bridget. She is so thankful. And
Yes, I am too.
we'll have to get a couples thing together pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys, because you guys are both married, do you have where you have X amount of backpacking trips and then you have to have like a beach vacation? So it's like, okay, now it's beach vacation, beach vacation. No?
I don't have it scheduled like that. I backpack a lot, so that wouldn't really work. Well, I mean, you go a lot too.
I was gonna say, I think if it was up to my wife, we would take 3 or 4 beach vacations throughout the week, and then I could go backpacking whenever I want at that point.
Okay.
As long as she gets her beach, that's all that matters.
Since we started backpacking, we have had 2 beach vacations. Do not let him act like I'm this diva.
She's not. I asked if they did.
Oh, see, here's the difference. Your wife will actually go backpacking. My wife would rather like dig out her kneecaps with a plastic spoon. Like she
Oh, that
has
sounds
no
awful.
desire to ever go backpacking. So I keep trying. I will never stop asking, but I probably will never stop getting the answer
Yeah.
no. But I'm going to keep asking.
Bridget's a backpacker. You guys are talking about doing the Camino de Santiago at some point, right?
Yeah, she's got one good trip in her year, then a couple of small ones, but the Camino, I think that'd be a different experience. I
For
think
She would
sure.
like it, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, everybody's demanding poop.
Oh boy. Poop,
Oh, yeah.
poop,
It's
poop.
coming. It's coming. They'll get over it. Actually, it's actually time for some poop.
Oh boy.
Are you gonna leave again?
No, not for me.
Yeah, I'll
So-
ask him about the poop. Do you all have any funny or interesting or silly stories that involve poop, preferably out in the wilderness? Could be you all or someone else.
Did you see the shade of red deepen on her face? This is
Uh,
not a Miyagi poop story. This is the Trips poop story.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
All right. I was like, I'm not telling this story.
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah.
so embarrassing.
Oh,
So
we've heard all the worst ones. You're fine.
so people probably don't know this about me, but I am a celiac, so I have to eat gluten-free. And when we did Isle Royal, it was the last night on trail, and I made my dehydrated food and I ate it all. And then I flipped it around and I looked at the ingredients list and I was like, oh no.
Ooh, did that in the wrong order.
Well, I specifically looked for gluten-free on the website before I ordered it, and that was included in there. But turns out it was not. There was
Had all the gluten.
it didn't have all the gluten, but it had barley in it, which has gluten. So I was like, well, this is gonna be interesting. So the next morning we're hiking out. We have to go catch the ferry back from the island, and we're like in this marshy bog thing. It's like very narrow.
You couldn't really get off
You couldn't
trail
really
too
get
far.
off trail. And all of a sudden I have to pee so bad. So I'm like, I'm like doing this while I'm trying to get my pack off. Like, oh God, I got it. And he's like, you're like on trail. I'm like, I can't, I have to pee right now. So he's like, okay. So I drop my pack and I drop my pants and I squat down and I go, and I'm pooping.
It's all secure in Sector 7.
It was not secure in Sector 7. We had full breach. Sector 7 has been compromised.
So he's like,
I don't know what to do at this point, because I was like the sentry, right? She's like, you go over there, because if someone comes, you need to let me know.
I didn't even at that
Oh,
point.
man.
I was like, he's like 20 yards away, and he's like,
And I'm looking,
he's
you
like,
know,
you're on trail. I'm like, there's no stopping this. There it is. It's happening. So he like keeps walking farther away from me. I'm like, hey, I'm out of toilet paper.
Oh.
what do you want me to do?
I wanted you to bring me toilet paper.
Oh.
So that's
Thank God nobody walked down
nobody.
trail, because it
Thank
was like, right,
goodness.
this is not a good LNT story, but it was an emergency. I mean, there was no,
I didn't even mean to do it.
but like there was no getting off trail. Like we weren't really on a boardwalk or
Oh.
anything, but there was a creek that was running through down the way, but it was like this really foul, nasty, marshy area.
Yeah.
And it was emergency time.
Yeah.
And it
I'm
became
like,
more
"Really?"
foul real quick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Definitely not ideal circumstances, but I blame that on the food.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
100%.
Well, I
That
was
is-
wondering.
That is awesome.
So, if you're the one peeing, then you got to tell the guy which direction to watch from. So, like, people could come up the trail from in
Yeah.
front of you.
He
or
wasn't
behind-
trying to watch. He was trying to create distance. He didn't want to claim me if anybody came by was what was happening.
He was like walking away.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not with her. I don't
There's
know what
this lady
she's
up
doing.
trail. I don't know. You don't want to go that way.
Yeah.
Just give it 10, 15
Yeah.
minutes.
He wasn't even on watch.
No, he was not watching. He was just trying to be like, I cannot believe this is happening and I have to leave here with her.
That's not.
Dang.
No, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
There was that one
I-
time that I was trying to go poop. What?
Outside
I just-
comfort zones, I had the same experience at a Kohl's in Toledo.
Did you make it to the bathroom at least?
That's tough.
Definitely was in the changing room.
Oh gosh.
I remember being in the Smokies, having to use the bathroom for number 2 and not having any toilet paper, Jeremiah Stringer.
Oh my gosh. You deserve that, first of all. You deserved every bit of that. I swiped his toiletries bag, and then I guess I forgot to give it back to him
Yeah, you did.
because I think it was the next day. He was like, I gave it back. He was like, "Oh my gosh, where was this when I needed it?"
Mm-hmm.
Did
Sorry,
you think
man.
you lost it?
So did you use natural materials?
I didn't shake anybody's hand from that point on in the rest of the trip.
Oh,
What? I used a bidet. I still had my bidet.
oh, he had
Did the Andrew Skirka trick.
yeah.
It works. It actually works really nice.
Oh,
Yeah, the bidet. I still think that you need something to pat it dry, though.
No. You
No.
know what the best is? And this is one of the best. I love winter camp. I wore my Wisconsin It's Cold shirt.
I
One of the best things about winter camping is you don't need toilet paper because you got snow. Snow works as it's awesome toilet paper.
feel like it'd be scratchy.
I agree.
No, it is wonderful. Absolutely
That
wonderful.
I just feel like frostbite would come into play at some point
No.
with that. That's a bad place to get frostbite.
No.
This is a
Anybody
bad
out there? I bet you. No, I bet you someone out there is gonna talk about it. But snow makes a wonderful toilet paper.
Well,
Yeah.
Somebody said they wiped with toilet paper with money once, but it wasn't fair. It didn't do a good job. That's because you're not supposed to use coins. Just saying. Anyways, so hey, we're up on the 1 hour mark on the show, and we need to let people know where to find you guys. So you want to kind of give everybody a heads up, like your Instagram, your YouTube, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so we're on Facebook. We have a Facebook site, Miyagi and Trips on the Trail. What's the actual address? I don't even know.
I don't know.
It's like Miyagi on the Trail. Actually, if
It's
I don't know.
Miyagi and Trips, I believe.
I think if you type in Miyagi and Trips, you'll find us on Facebook. We got Instagram. We're up. We do a lot on Instagram, post a lot of pictures. You'll probably see our latest trips on the Instagram way before you ever see it on YouTube. But
Oh yeah.
if you search Miyagi on the Trail on YouTube, you'll find our YouTube channel. We do a lot on there. Yeah, that's it. You can catch me if you want to ask a question or you want a free sticker. We got stickers. Just send it to miyagion@gmail.com and you can ask me about stickers. I'll send you out a sticker.
Very
Yeah.
cool, man. Very
And-
cool. Well, we're gonna have to have a part 2 of this one in the future, Jeremiah.
Yeah, that would be great. But I do want to ask Trips, do you still have your podcast that you do with the ladies?
I do.
Okay.
Jeremiah.
It might not be the same audience, but if anybody wants to check it out, does it have an appropriate name that you can say on air?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's called Cocktails and Confidence.
Great.
Oh.
People are going to learn things about me that you probably didn't want to know.
Oh, sorry. I can edit that out, but the people that were here tonight, they're definitely going to hear it.
No, they have fun. It's herself and 3 friends. So
Yeah. There's no name that anybody's going to recognize on there. So
Yeah, they all use fake names. So
Oh, well, and it's not about backpacking, right?
nope.
nope, has nothing.
It's for middle-aged women talking about life, sex, food, travels,
kids,
jobs.
jobs, everything.
So if that's your thing, make sure to check out Cocktails and Confidants.
Yeah, it is fun. They have a good time. We on the other half of the studio. So this
Yeah.
is the YouTube half of the studio. If
Huh.
I were to flip the camera around, we actually have a big table and it's got 4 microphones and the Rodecaster and all this fancy lighting. And literally they make cocktails. That's part of the name, cocktails. So they'll have a cocktail that they feature at each one of these episodes. And so they sit down and they usually do 2.
We get funnier the more cocktails.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff that comes out, but they have a good time. The ladies have a good time with
Yeah.
it, and I just kind of set everything up, and then
Pieces out.
yeah, I'm like, bye, and I go out in the yard, and
Yeah.
the girls do their thing.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome.
Maybe next time we'll bring another microphone and we could have Milos in here with us.
Oh, that would be
Now,
fantastic.
that would be fun.
That would be
That
fun.
would be fun.
He does say to say hi. I did talk to him earlier today. He says unfortunately he couldn't be in the thing because he's got the Bucks game tonight. So
Yeah, it's literally right now.
right now,
Yeah.
yep.
7:30 is what time tip off was. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go watch it as soon as we get off here.
I
Maybe
thought you were going to bed.
sports ball.
Well,
I thought you had to go to bed, Jeremiah.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it in bed.
Oh, okay.
I'll be asleep by 10.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
They're funny.
Well, thank you guys for being on here. Like, hang around for just a few minutes though. Don't like disappear when we put you in the green room, because we definitely want to chat with you for a little bit after this. But thank you guys for being on here. Jeremiah, you got anything else before we start to sign this thing off?
No, that was really fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Always a pleasure, guys.
We'll have you back on for sure. All right, man. As always, great way to end season. Was this 4?
Season 4. We had 34
4.
episodes, I think, in season 4.
And this was episode 111.
How crazy.
If you can believe it. Episode 111. So we are not going off the air for the summer. A lot of people have been like, this is the last one. Well, no. Season 5 of the podcast starts next week. And it'll be all audio throughout the summer. And then we will kick off live streams again in August. So
but
we aren't going anywhere.
We will put out the videos on YouTube
and
Spotify. So it's not strictly audio. I think John's just saying that it's not
the live streams.
Yeah. Pre-recorded, if you will.
Yes. And we're hoping to get some really cool people on here throughout the summer. There's going to be a lot of episodes. A lot of the summer episodes are just me and Jeremiah talking about absolutely nothing. So get ready for those.
Next week, I'm going on Papa Bear Hikes podcast. It'll be my second appearance on there. I'm not sure when when that episode will come out. Probably a couple weeks after, but keep a lookout. We had him on as a guest not too long ago, and that was really fun. So
it was.
Throw him some love and listen to our conversation. We're going to talk about the long trail. Both of us love the long trail, so I think that'll be pretty interesting.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, Jeremiah, if you don't have anything else, man, I say we go ahead and sign this thing off, and you all have a great night, and we will catch you on the next one.
Adios, folks.